It's funny how we often picture getting older. Isn't it the rocking chair on the porch? Endless leisurely days. Maybe picking up a long-lost hobby. It's painted as this peaceful, gentle glide into a golden sunset. And while there are certainly moments of that peace, that ease, the reality for many of us looks a little different, a little sharper. There are aspects of this journey, undeniable truths, that no one really sits you down to prepare you for. They're not always comfortable to talk about, and maybe that's why they stay unspoken. But ignoring them doesn't make them any less real. Sometimes, the things we aren't warned about are the ones that hit us the hardest. They can catch us off guard, make us feel like we're somehow failing at this aging thing, when in fact, these are just parts of the process that require acknowledging and navigating. In this video, we're going to pull back the curtain a little and look at 5 of these harsh truths about getting older that you might not hear discussed around the dinner table or even among close friends. They might sting a little, but facing them, understanding them, is the first step to navigating them with grace and strength. Stick around until the very end, because I promise you, what we'll discuss then might just surprise you and change the way you look at this whole stage of life. One of the first things that can really take you by surprise, something that shifts so gradually you might not notice it until it's already happened, is how your social world begins to contract. We spend decades building these vast networks of friends, colleagues, neighbors, family. Our calendars are full. Our phones buzz constantly. There's always someone to meet for coffee or call for a chat. And then, slowly at first, that starts to change. It's a harsh truth, perhaps the harshest for some. But friends move away. Health issues make it difficult for people to get out or even to connect regularly. And tragically, people we love dearly begin to pass away. The chairs around the table at holidays might start to look a little emptier. The list of people you call just to say hello gets shorter. It's not always a sudden, dramatic event, though sometimes it is. More often, it's a gradual fading, a slow dwindling of opportunities for connection. You might find yourself with more time on your hands, but fewer people to share it with. The sheer effort required to maintain relationships can also feel heavier, both for you and for your friends. Energy levels change. Priorities shift, and sometimes, friendships that were built on shared activities or proximity naturally drift apart when those circumstances change. This can lead to a profound sense of loneliness, a quiet ache that isn't always easy to articulate, especially when you feel like you should be enjoying this time of life. It's the unspoken grief of losing not just people, but the regular rhythms of connection they provided. It's the quiet truth that as you get older, you have to be more intentional, sometimes even more determined, about seeking out and maintaining social connections. It doesn't happen automatically anymore. Finding new ways to connect, whether through clubs, volunteer work, or simply reaching out more actively to the friends you still have, becomes not just a nice thing to do, but a vital part of staying healthy and happy. Acknowledging this truth is the first step. It's okay to grieve the connections that are fading, and it's important to understand that feeling this loss is perfectly normal. It's not a reflection of your worth or likability, but a consequence of time passing. Hand in hand with the changing social landscape comes another truth that hits close to home. Literally, the significant and often unpredictable ways your physical body changes. We all know that getting older means a few more aches and pains. Maybe things don't work quite as smoothly as they used to. But the reality can be much more profound than just a creaky knee or needing reading glasses. Energy levels can plummet in ways you never anticipated, making even simple tasks feel like major undertakings. Recovery time from even minor illnesses or injuries stretches out, sometimes feeling like it takes forever to bounce back. Things you took for granted, like walking long distances, carrying groceries, or even just having the stamina for a full day out, can become challenging. It's not just about visible signs of aging. It's a fundamental shift in your physical resilience and capacity. And this isn't a linear decline. It can come in fits and starts, sometimes hitting you with a sudden health issue that permanently alters your capabilities. This truth is harsh because it impacts your independence and your ability to do the things you love. Hobbies that require physical exertion might become impossible. Travel plans might need to be curtailed. And everyday life can become more complicated. There's a silent pressure to just deal with it, to not complain, because you're just getting older. But the reality is, these physical changes can be frustrating, limiting, and even emotionally draining. It's a constant process of adaptation, of finding new ways to do things, of letting go of what was, and embracing what is possible now. It requires a level of self-compassion and patience that many of us aren't used to extending to ourselves. It means listening to your body in a way you never had to before, and accepting its limitations without feeling like a failure. It also means actively working to maintain the physical function you do have, through movement, nutrition, and regular checkups, even when it feels like an uphill battle. Understanding that these changes are significant and require active management, rather than passive acceptance, is key to maintaining the best possible quality of life. It's about recognizing that your relationship with your body shifts dramatically with age. And that's a powerful truth to acknowledge. Moving on from the personal, internal shifts, we encounter a harsh truth that comes from outside us: how society, often unconsciously, begins to see you differently. It's uncomfortable to talk about, because it feels like complaining. But ageism is a very real phenomenon. It's not always overt discrimination. Sometimes it's subtle, insidious. It can be the way people speak to you in a slightly condescending tone, as if you might not fully understand things. It can be healthcare professionals dismissing your concerns as just part of aging without investigating properly. It can be younger generations making assumptions about your abilities, your interests, or your willingness to learn new things, particularly technology. You might find yourself feeling invisible in certain settings, or worse, patronized. This isn't just a matter of hurt feelings. It can impact your confidence, your opportunities, and even your sense of self-worth. When the world treats you as if you are less capable, less relevant, or less interesting simply because of the number of years you've lived, it's a heavy burden to carry. It's the harsh truth that the wisdom and experience you've gained over a lifetime might not be valued by everyone, and in some situations, it might even be actively disregarded. It requires a conscious effort to push back against these external perceptions, not necessarily in confrontation, but by continuing to engage, to speak up, to demonstrate your capabilities, and to refuse to be defined by someone else's limited view of what it means to be older. Finding communities and individuals who value your experience and treat you with respect becomes incredibly important. It's about knowing your own worth and not letting external biases chip away at it. This truth is harsh because it's often unexpected. You don't anticipate being treated differently just for getting older when you feel the same vibrant person inside. It's a societal challenge that forces us to be more resilient and more assertive about our place in the world. Related to this external perception and the internal changes we've discussed is another difficult reality. The retirement plans you've envisioned and perhaps worked towards for decades might not unfold exactly as you imagined. We build up this idea of the perfect retirement: travel, hobbies, time with family, leisurely pursuits, and for some, much of that dream comes true. But for many others, harsh realities intervene. Health issues, either your own or a partner's, can drastically alter what's physically possible or require significant financial resources. Unexpected financial challenges, perhaps due to market downturns, unforeseen expenses, or supporting family members, can strain resources and limit planned activities. The energy and enthusiasm you thought you'd have for certain activities might simply not be there. A partner might pass away, leaving you to navigate retirement alone. which is a vastly different experience than planning as a couple. This truth is harsh because it represents the potential loss of long-held dreams and expectations. It requires a profound level of flexibility and adaptation, sometimes grieving the retirement you planned for and finding a way to build a new, different kind of fulfilling life with the circumstances you have. It's the quiet disappointment that the golden years aren't always bathed in uncomplicated sunshine. Sometimes they are navigating difficult health diagnoses, managing tighter budgets, or finding purpose after a partner is gone. Acknowledging this possibility and understanding that it's okay if your retirement doesn't look like the brochures or what your friends are doing is vital. It allows you to be more adaptable, more open to alternative sources of joy and meaning. It shifts the focus from external achievements and idealized lifestyles to finding contentment and purpose in the reality you are living. Whatever that may be, it's a truth that reminds us that life, at any age, is unpredictable, and resilience lies in our ability to adjust our sails when the wind changes direction. And this brings us to perhaps the most empowering, yet still harsh, truth you have to actively work at staying relevant, engaged, and connected in the modern world. It's a truth that contradicts the passive image of aging we sometimes hold. The world keeps moving. Technology evolves at a dizzying pace. Cultural norms shift, and simply having lived a long time doesn't automatically keep you connected to these currents. Staying relevant isn't about chasing youth or trying to be something you're not. It's about remaining a part of the world around you. This means making a conscious effort to learn new things, whether it's figuring out how to use a smartphone app to talk to your grandchildren, understanding current events, or developing a new skill or hobby. It means being proactive about maintaining relationships, reaching out to friends and family, initiating plans, and maybe even making new connections. It means seeking out opportunities to contribute through volunteering, mentoring, or participating in community activities. The harshness here is the realization that connection, relevance, and engagement require effort. It's not a state you passively inhabit. It's something you actively build and maintain, day after day. If you don't make this effort, the risk of isolation, feeling left behind, and a diminishing quality of life increases significantly. The world won't automatically come to you. You have to stay curious and reach out to the world. This truth can feel daunting, especially when energy levels are lower or navigating new technologies feels frustrating. It requires stepping outside of comfort zones, embracing challenges, and maintaining a learner's mindset. It's the opposite of the rocking chair stereotype. It's about staying in motion, intellectually, socially, and physically to the best of your ability. So, we've talked about how our social circles naturally contract, how our physical bodies undergo profound shifts that change our daily lives, how society can sometimes see us differently, and how even well-laid retirement plans might need to be adapted. We've also touched on the fact that staying connected and relevant isn't passive. It's something that requires ongoing effort. Now, these aren't easy truths to hear, are they? They go against the often rosy picture painted of later life. But facing them head-on isn't about dwelling on the negative. It's about gaining clarity and agency. It's about understanding the landscape so you can navigate it effectively. It's about recognizing that the challenges of aging aren't personal failings, but universal experiences that many people face, often in silence. The thing that might surprise you, the truth that underlies all these others, is this: the most important resource you have for navigating these harsh realities is not external circumstances, but your own inner strength, your accumulated wisdom, and your capacity for resilience. Everything you've lived through, every challenge you've overcome, has built within you a deep well of strength that is uniquely yours. The wisdom you've gained isn't just knowledge. It's the ability to see situations from multiple angles, to understand what truly matters, and to find creative solutions. Your resilience isn't just bouncing back. It's the capacity to adapt, to find joy even amidst difficulty, and to keep moving forward. These qualities aren't diminished by age. In many ways, they are amplified. They are your superpower in later life. When your social circle shrinks, your resilience helps you seek new connections. When your body changes, your inner strength helps you adapt and find new ways to be active and enjoy life. When faced with ageism, your wisdom helps you understand it's their limitation, not yours. And your strength allows you to assert your value. When retirement plans shift, your resilience enables you to pivot and find new purpose. And the effort required to stay relevant is fueled by that inherent drive to connect and contribute that you've always had. The harshest truths about getting older are real, and they can be challenging. But the most powerful truth is that you have the capacity within you to meet these challenges, to adapt, and to continue living a life that is meaningful and rich. It requires acknowledging the difficulties. Yes, but then turning inward and drawing on the incredible resources you've built over a lifetime. Don't let the unspoken difficulties discourage you. Let them empower you by showing you the areas where your strength and wisdom are needed most. This is your time to fully inhabit the powerful, resilient person you have become. We've covered some important, perhaps difficult, ground today. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences on these truths. What resonates most with you? Have you faced any of these silent challenges? Share your stories and perspectives in the comments below. Connecting with each other is part of how we navigate this journey. If you found value in this conversation and want to explore more topics like this, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you don't miss future videos designed to help you live your best life at every age, embracing the realities and finding the joy in each chapter. Thank you for spending this time with me. Remember, getting older isn't about diminishing. It's about evolving. Keep embracing life, keep learning, keep connecting, and keep living fully.